Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday night connection. Thank you for joining us and helping spreading this wisdom by even study it, which is one aspect of what we can do. So I want to share with you a few beautiful lessons that are coming to us this week, which mean few blessings that the universe is pouring into this world. Obviously the light of the Creator always gives us blessings, but of course every day or every week we're learning a different way of how to draw those blessings into our life. One which is a fundamental understanding on this week about this physical world and about the physical desire that we have. Each one of us want things. One want a car, one want this car, one want that color, one this, the other person want that color. Each one of us have his own unique taste and flavor. You have a family of 20 people. You tell them, taste that soup. Each person who says, I need a little bit more salt, I need a little bit more spicy, please, it's too much, it's too hot, it's too cold, and so forth. Each one of them will have his own way of enjoying or not the soup that was made for everybody. So the same idea in this physical world. And again, this is this week's energy, because it says this week is the word that we're using is vayechi. Vayechi, and he lived. Not live like from going away, live which is revived, to be revived. And again, this is the goal of this week. The goal of this week is to be revived by everything around me. And let's understand the beauty of these gifts. So in this week, Jacob, we know, gathered all his kids as well, and each one of them received its own unique blessings, right? And again, we know Joseph, when he went into Egypt, he became the ruler of Egypt. Like we spoke last week, you know, the brother didn't know he became the king over there, and therefore, you know, he brought them in. They broke they break the famine and all of that. Long, you know, again, the story is a bit long, but in this week they went and brought back Jacob, which he thought Joseph was dead. So he came to Egypt. And then he says, Vayechi Yaakov, and then he was revived going to Egypt. Again, he was in Israel, the highest place. And then he came to Egypt and he was revived. And in Israel he was completely down. He was depressed for 17 years. So we know it's not about the location, but it's about what can we do when we, sometimes, you know, going down to Egypt. Egypt represents the lowest place, the narrowest place, the smallest picture. That's what the word Egypt is, a code. Is a code, not a place or location. So it seems like Yaakov was revived as soon as he went down to a very dark place. Again, each one of us sometime have its own unique place. One will say, I need to be on the beach in Mexico. That's when I revive. I need to be in a warm weather. That's when I revive. I need to be in the snow. I need to do some skiing. That's when I revive. I need to go on a bicycle. That's when I revive. My daily run. Or some people in different ways can revive themselves. That's the energy. That's the connection. So when Jacob gathered the kids, he told them one secret. He says, you do the work, and the end of chaos will be revealed to all in a blink of an eye. It's going to be beheref ein, in a way of like you close your eyes, you open, chaos is over, death is over, no more troubles, no more chasing after money. Money will not be exist. Nothing. You would have to worry about nothing. So it's just really amazing that he gives them this week the idea of level of prophecy of how we need to do the work. And I want to connect to one blessings of Yaakov giving us a direction and a clear direction of how each one of us will do the work, and chaos will disappear in a blink of an eye. Not with a schedule. You wake up one day, what do you mean you wake up? You close your eyes, you open, and death is done. Chaos is done. Pain is done. Who wouldn't like that? But in order to get there, Jacob gives a specific direction. One that I would like to focus on tonight, so we can start doing this work. Now, we all looking in this physical world, and we think that is exciting, that is good, this is great. I just want the good things in life. I just want the good people in life. I just want to have fun in life and pleasure of life. I don't want the chaos of life. You didn't find anybody wake up in the morning and says, I want the hardest life, I want the most chaotic life, right? Everyone wake up and they want the pleasure of the day, the unique gift of the day. Most of us looking for, okay, what the little pleasure I got today, that's fine, that's considered to be a good day. Or people will say, no bad happened, it's a great day, right? Some people living by that truth, or by sort of a reality like that, which is very small and very limited. So in that blessings of coming this week, Yaakov give it to one of the tribes. Again, it's all codes I want to remind you. So in the blessing, he says, Issachar Chamor Garem. Issachar is one of the tribes that is also in charge on sustenance, right? Issachar Yesh Sachar. There is reward, all the reward of life. Again, it's a code, all code. Chamor Garem, which is Chamor is donkey. Right? So when you read it clearly, you says, oh, that person is like a donkey that rovetz ben hamishpatayim, that is like just working hard. Right? Your blessing will be like a donkey. What is donkey? Have you ever seen donkey complain? Never. You put more weight on them, it keep going. You put 5 tons, if he's still standing, he's not complaining, he can walk. He never says, oh, it's too hard for me. That's the idea of the donkey. It's a great, first of all, on the surface, it's a great blessing to have. That no matter what type of difficulty, challenges, no matter what type of heavy weight you need to carry, you don't complaining. You keep going. Again, that's by itself, that's a beautiful blessings to have. Again, not to be a donkey, but to get the energy or the consciousness that even donkey has. No complaining. Again, that's one layer. But that's not what we're talking about. Let's get to the codes. That's what we study Kabbalah. And so he says, the Kabbalist, the Baal Shem Tov, he says it's Saschar, which means, how do I get reward for Chamor? Chamor is the same word as Chomer. Chomer is the physicality, is the world of matter. Chomer, the world of Chomer. Chomer is physicality, matter. Okay? The physical matter. So he says that yes, Sachar in the world of matter. What's the word? What's the reward? How do we understand it? Chamor Garem. Garem is also from the word Gorem, which is a cause or the cause. Right? Ma Gorem, what is the cause? That's the same word. So now when you hear that blessings from Yaakov, for some of us or most of the world, they're looking at that blessing. Again, some of us don't even see that it's blessing. But let's say for those of you who understand that this is a blessing, like the donkey, you can take the one layer and says, okay, that's what I'm understanding. But what is the Kabbalist explain? There's a direction here. There is a system that is being revealed to us. How to bring end to chaos. How to bring end or death to death. That's the goal. It wasn't just about like, oh, let me see how can I manipulate my way, or how can I sneak in some blessings or some reward. right? Or how can I, receive a blessing not to complain? Okay, that's very nice, but that's not what we're looking for. So again, let's go a little bit deeper. Now we understand when you break this verse, the Kabbalists share with you the beauty of that. So he wants to say that there is a reward that comes through the world of matter, that the world of matter causes it. Now let's understand even the scientific part. There is no way, now it's the other place we go. There is no way that the physical world will be a cause. The physical world is only the effect of something spiritual. You cannot ignite anything spiritual by the physical is the cause. For example, someone says, oh yeah, somebody have for example, I don't know, allergy for something, right? So a doctor, will say, oh yeah, it's because the flowers, or or it's because of this detergent that you're wearing, or it's because of the dust, right? Physicality causing the body to react in a certain way, right? And everybody would not know, but again, I'm not a doctor and I'm not claiming here to give you the solution, but the direction is that there is no way that a physical thing, any physical matter, right, will be the cause for someone else, right? Which means for a spiritual cause. Everything starts with a non-physical reality. Yes, the appearance of someone having an allergy for something, that's the appearance. But what was the cause? Why there is a reaction to physicality from the beginning? And that is a spiritual cause. That is the only way you want to look at that. Anything that appears physically must appear spiritually. So for example, if somebody had something in life, let's say he had a certain amount of money and they lost it, right? So now I see that I had the money last year. This year I don't have that money. So I lost it. Again, physically you probably, don't see the money in your pocket. But spiritually, it cannot disappear. Because if you had the energy that attract that specific money, or that specific success, or that specific people, right? It's still there. For whatever reason, you transform yourself, or you change, or you didn't put too much of energy for your next level, of whatever reason it is. Now it disappears. Now let's understand why things disappear. Now let's understand more, because it never disappeared. It's still here. That's important to remember. Because physical matter, yes, can be moved, can be changed, can be reborn somewhere else, but not spiritual matter. Spiritual matter doesn't move. Like I said many times, stand under the light. Even under the physical light here, right now, in front of me, there's light, right? This light. Let's say if I'm a negative person or a positive person, that light care? That physical light that is really upset with me? No. And this is physical light. Doesn't care who is in the room. It's lit. The light of the Creator is the same way. Again, this is a very important consciousness to have. It doesn't go or change or move because, you misbehave, so I have to leave, or whatever. No, it just happened to be that now I'm surrounded with some darkness that doesn't let me see what I had or what I really have in front of me. So again, most of us have difficulty with that, because the world of physicality, what we call in Kabbalah, is the world of illusion. It's illusionary. What do you mean illusionary? Now let's go understand a little bit more. It's a beautiful, beautiful lesson. Once you really just connected to it. I just want to connect to one point that is so important. If all of us we get This is the Kabbalists call it. It's a klal gadol. It's a very big rule in Kabbalah. So let's understand a little bit more. He says, כי זה כלל גדול שכל דבר שאדם לובש או אוכל או משתמש בכלי ההוא, הוא נהנה מהחיות שיש באותו דבר. Again, I always like to read from the Kabbalists because the words that they're using, it's really bringing the essence of the Kabbalists, not just reading from a book, because some of you don't even understand the language, right? So it's really to awaken the energy that the Kabbalists reveal. So he says, everything that you wear, everything that you eat, everything that you use, right, in your life, like I'm using computer, I'm using a book, I'm using a car, I'm using my phone. Each one of us have different phone or different setting on the phone, right? It's what you're using, how you use that. So everything that you wear, eat, use, everything in this physical world, it says that it's a vessel, it's a kli, it's a vessel that he's enjoying what we call the chayut, which is the life that exists within it. And there's a certain aspect of life or rejuvenated through that physical appearance. It's a food, someone like an apple, someone like banana, someone like steak, someone like Beyond Burger or Beyond Meat, right? It doesn't matter. That revives that individual, and the other person doesn't get revived by that. What do you mean revive? Imagine your favorite food, right? You're just eating it and it's like, oh my God, it's amazing. And another person eats, that's nice, I don't like that spices, or I'm not connected to that cut of meat, It's nice, but I don't feel the same way as you, right? Happen many times, all day long, right? What the Kabbalah says, כי לולא אותו הרוחניות לא היה שום קיום לדבר הזה. Again, it's beautiful. Without the spirituality that exists or that brought that physical appearance of the food or whatever it is that you specifically like, don't focus on anybody else. What made you choose this shirt? What made you choose these glasses? I felt this one. Why? Because there's a specific spark of light, a specific spiritual process that took place for me to like that glasses, to feel like, oh, this one will be for the glasses for me, right? I haven't had glasses 40 something years of my life. Boom. In one day, right? I gotta take glasses. What do you mean? How is it possible? Yeah, it's someone who says, oh yeah, in that age, you need some reading glasses. That's a very good excuse, right? But there's a specific reason for that. It's another clothing that I need to use for me, another way to communicate. But one we need to understand. Without that specific spark of light that exists within that thing, you will not be able to enjoy it or to extract it. ויש שם ניצוצות קדושות השייכים לשורש נשמתו. And then let's go a little bit more. The only reason I want it is because there are sparks of light exist within that specific thing that belong to my soul. And then we also learn that there's a person שאוהב דבר זה ואדם שונא דבר זה, and there's a person who love that and there's a person who hate that, and a person that like to use that method and person doesn't like to use this, or eat that specific food and don't eat that specific food, right? For me, for example, it was like for the last 3 years I was a vegan, right? So all of a sudden, but I'm no longer, right? Change. I want to eat meat, right? Again, there's not you can call it physical reasons. Let's go to that depth and understand the beauty of that. Kabbalah says, לכך, פעמים יראה שכשקלה כבר לתקן כל הניצוצות שהיו באותו דבר שייכים לשורש נשמתו. What happened, or how is that happening, that at some point in life, I'm not enjoying that sweet, like as a child, you're growing up, some people stay a sweet tooth, right? Until 90 years old, they still like sweets, right? Some people, like for example, I don't know, myself, like many others I know, at some point, I don't find pleasure in too much sweet. Right? Once in a while, one this, it's great. But sometimes, no longer my energy gets, I desire that. You take a child, it's like, oh, just give me more sweet. More, right? And for example, one will says, oh, I need to have that purse. I want to buy that bag, right? And one says, why do you need this? I need that bag, and I need to have that logo on the bag and that color that I'm visualized for years to have that bag, right? Or you see kids, or you see anybody that want that T-shirt. I want that T-shirt. I want that jeans, right? And many of us, have not cannot explain why we're so attracted to this. Or, again, at some point, I'm not interested in that anymore. How is that happening? This is what it is. Because I keep wanting that same thing over and over and over and over. Why? Because at the bottom of the essence of that physical thing, there is a spark of light that belongs to your soul. That particular food, that particular dress, that particular house, that particular physical appearance. It's just a tool. It's just a vessel that holds a spark of light that belongs to your soul. Once you extract that, there is no need anymore for you to use that same object or same matter. Or the other way around. Or you could not, or let's say for example, you use it again and again and again, and you cannot really understand. Again, there's two things here. I want to say two things. One is that once you extract the spark of light, אז לוקח ממנו השם יתברך אותו הכלי, ונותן לאחר שהשייכים הניצות שיש שם באותו כלי לשורש האחר. So for example, let's say I had a shirt. I bought a shirt. I wore it, and I realized, you know what? I haven't worn it for like 6 months. I don't feel like connected to this shirt. Or you're gonna say, oh yeah, I gain weight. The shirt is not the same way. Or I lose weight and it looks too loose. Happened to you? Yes or no? That's the reason we call it. That's I'm gonna give the shirt to my brother or my sister or a friend of mine. Or I'm gonna give it to Salvation Army or to poor people. You call it, right? That's the reason. I lost weight, or I gained weight, or I got... No! There's no longer spark of light that belongs to my soul. Now the Creator has to take it away from me and give it to somebody else that are more spark that belongs to them within that shirt. So as they wear it, they can reveal that light. What do I mean reveal that light? What does it mean when you reveal that light? So for example, each one of us have like a specific shoe or a specific jeans or a skirt or a dress that when you wear it, you feel exact. You feel like special, right? So you can call it the color, you can call it this, but no, there is a spark of light that shines every time you wear it. So, for example, every time you go to that restaurant and you eat that dish, right? I remember growing up in Israel, it was always that same place you eat. When you want to have that pleasure, you go to that place, you eat it. At some point, I don't want that. Or they close the place. Is it Oh yeah, they lost money. You can give it a reason. No. You don't have any spark of light that can be elevated. Is no longer in your movie. Is no longer part of your system. So again, the other way around, if you have something and it's over and over, you're not really using it in the correct way, the Creator will take it away from you and put it in suspense until you would awaken tremendous appreciation and desire for the thing. And that's when it's coming back. When it's coming back, then you're going to see it in front of you. So I just, again, whatever you think you lost, whatever you think is no longer in your life, and you want to bring it back, there's obviously two reasons here. Either there's no more light for you to reveal within that money or position or success or something that was stolen, something that was lost, or the way you go about it was not extracting any light from that. So you lose what we call, quote unquote, the merit, meaning that I cannot hold it now, so it has to be in suspense, or I'm suspended from it until I will build a proper vessel, which means the right desire, the right appreciation, and then it's going to be coming. And again, this is one lesson that can really, again, this is one blessing that we all want, as Jacob tell his son, his kids. Once you really live by that truth, chaos, disorder, pain, suffering, death died in a blink of an eye. That's amazing. Because now it's no longer me, I need that, or I need that phone, or now I don't have the iPhone 14. Why do you want that? If you feel there's a spark of light for your soul belongs there, it will be there. You will find a way to get it. And if something gets lost, is something that you know no longer interested, and you move to somebody else. Okay, that's why it's important to always give away stuff, right? Because again, it's important because there's still spark of light that somebody else can be revealing. What does it mean, sparks of light? Our soul, like in the beginning, in the creation of the world, there was one soul, right? Let's call it the name Adam. It was one big soul of all of us, right? And then, as we fell as a soul, we had to be splitted, right, into many pieces. So the workload will be much easier. For example, if I give you, let's say, I'm telling you, dig a hole in the backyard, okay? Dig it, I don't know, 20 foot down. It will take you few, I don't know, let's say by yourself, will take you a month. You bringing 20 people, right? You give them shovels. It can happen in a day, right? So that's what it's all about. That load, that work of load, that light that the first Adam needed to be revealed was too much at that same time for one individual. Therefore it got splitted. That spark, that diamond you can call it, split into so many pieces. And now the workload is easier. For example, now take your soul. It's splitted and you gathering, it's like, like you're a magnet. Your soul is magnet only to your spark. That's why you're fighting for something. You have no idea why it's so important for you. No, but imagine you always see those commercial of the two people in a clothing department, and that person pick up the shirt and the other person, no, but I wanted it, and they fighting on the shirt, right? That concept, you should have it about everything. Because you have to fight to the sparks of light that exist in the physical thing that you are attracted to. Nothing to do because they have. That's what we're speaking about in Kabbalah, about jealousy. It's the most ridiculous thing that I can have. And it's bothered everybody. Right? Jealousy, everyone get bothered by jealousy. Yeah, why them? Why this? Why not me? Why? Remember, let them have it. It's that spark of light that belongs to their soul. What are you trying to get it from them? Why do you want what they have? What do we see? What is the idea of jealousy? I'm jealous that they found the spark of light that belongs to them. I want that. It's nothing to do with the car that they have, or the girlfriend, or the boyfriend, or whatever they got. It's the fact that they really got so excited. Oh, wow, look what they found. They found what did they found? They got connected to their spark of light. And this is what you want to receive. That's why, again, you cannot look outside in this way. So I hope that is very clear, because as the Kabbalah says, what do you want to do? So for example, you're about to eat something. There's a food on your plate, you want to go and eat, you ate something, right? Before you eat, or before you take or you buy something, right? You have to, what the Kabbalah says, וכאשר נפשית אותה בשכלנו מן גשמיות ונחשוב רק הרוחניות לבד. You have to meditate. To meditate, you close your eyes and you take that item that you're about to, or you're so attracted to. Again, I'm not talking about just when you're attracted to people, right? When I'm talking about things, physicality, right? So I want to have that computer, or I want to have that. Start to remove, as the Kabbalah says, meditate, to remove the attachment to that. What do you mean the attachment? It's because they have, it's because the commercial told me, or it's because this, or it's because that. Take it off. And take that physical item and start meditate to remove the physical appearance of that and to connect to the spirituality within it. The spirit within it. That spark of light that belongs to me. So first, if you feel like, again, this is one of the meditations that you want to do, so you can start, take down the holding of physicality on that thing and extract that light that belongs to me. So you're obviously doing that meditation. And then, רק שהוא ניגש בהשגת לחיות ונשמת האדם לבד. Now then you're going to say to yourself, I'm desiring to connect to the spark of light within that food, within that purchase, within that couch that I'm buying, within this. I want to have, I want to buy, I want to eat, I want to connect to anything that has sparks of light that belongs to my soul. Nothing to do with anybody else. And by itself, your consciousness is calling upon the light within that physicality. Remember, physicality is secondary. The spirit within it, the light within it, that spark within it is the cause. So the spark of your soul, let's say for example, let's say you have soul, right? Each one of us is soul. Let's say you have 100 parts of your soul within you, and there's 200 more sparks of light are spread around it in your lifetime, right? So one of them is in Paris when you're going to be in Paris in 6 years, and one of them is in Berlin, and one of them is in New York, one of them is in Toronto, wherever you are. That spark is waiting for you from the creation of the world. And when you get there, you're going to go and eat or buy a specific thing in that airport. Not a mistake. You have to connect to that. You have to understand that. And you have to desire that spark of light. Nothing to do with that physical thing. Again, this is where what we call Vayechi and Jacob revived and lived. We get to revive ourselves. From the love of the Creator to us. He gave us the opportunity, right? The opportunity to revive ourselves from anything in this physical world. It says actually one of the prophets explained that comes the time that immortality or resurrection of the dead, you can take a little, this is a bookmark. I take this bookmark and I put it on somebody that is like something that is dead, and he comes to life. You would be able to do it because this is who we are. It's not magic. It's simply our power. But we're losing it when we just connect into the physicality of that, to the food of that, to the pleasure of the food, that's great. But remember to awaken that spark of light that belongs to you. והדבר השוכן בדבר המגושם הזה כנשמה בגוף. Every movement that you making into this physical object, because look at that, right? When you look at I don't know, let's say you buy in a computer. It's physical. It's dead. There's no life here, right? Well, even if it's not connected to the internet, you can't do much with that, right? Maybe write, maybe do, maybe whatever it is, but your job is to revive it by realizing there's a spark of light belongs to my soul. And so when you take down the physicality, of course in consciousness and in meditation, you have to close your eyes and meditate so much about the things that in your life and extract that spark that belongs to your soul. And second, if something is lost, it is because of two reasons. One, there's no more sparks of light for you to reveal there. Two, is because while you had it, you didn't have the desire to reveal the light within it. So it stays dormant, and eventually it has to go to somebody else so they can reveal it. That's very simple. Until you maybe awaken back your desire to reveal that light that belongs to your soul, it's coming back. Not that it's coming back, you're going to see it in front of you. That's just a beautiful, beautiful layer of consciousness to have. The next thing which is important, right, because I want to go back to remind you in the idea of light. Light never disappear. Light never go anywhere. The Creator doesn't have that ability to move from one thing to another. It's there everywhere all the time. So therefore, when he says, the Kabbalists call it Ene Ader Baruchani, there's no lack in spiritual matter. What lacking is a vessel to attract it. So he says, we learn, how many times we learn, in Chanukah we learn, how many candles can I light from one candle? Endless. Endless candles. Therefore, when I light endless candles from one candle, do I take away from that candle? No. Therefore, you cannot take away from the light. You cannot take away from that particular light. You are the only one who can ignite that light within that shirt, within that, but everybody have that same shirt. No. It's a spark of light that belongs to you. Yeah, but they bought the same shirt. They bought the same car. No. Nothing in the physical world, even though it's appeared the same, right? Take two twins, right? Take a twin, right? They look at it identical, but completely different people. Check it out, right? People born in the same moment, in the same day, in the same second. They have completely different reality, right? Why? They're born the same. They should be the same people. No. Again, obviously, each one of us not really understanding the care of this universe, of this Creator. Our create us with specific sparks that belongs to our soul that only us could see it. And only us can extract it. So one, no lack in spiritual matter. It's all there in everything. It's just covered with some kind of density of the physicality. Right? Therefore, the process is to extract the light within it. And second, is to understand everything is right here, right now, never disappear. What disappear is a vessel for me to extract the light within it. And the last thing is, it's a beautiful blessing. So Jacob bringing the two kids of Joseph, and he says, I want to give them a blessing. So there's two kids, their name is Menashe and Ephraim. That blessing that he gave them, it's a blessing that up until today, since then, all parents bless their children every week. I mean, supposed to. Some people don't even know that they need to bless their kids. Or our fathers, my father never gave us the blessing. We never knew. So why is that blessing is so unique that remained forever, not unlike many other blessings that was been given by Isaac, but Abraham? No. Even it's been given to Ephraim and Menashe, which is the youngest and the youngest kids. Let's understand. So come Jacob to bless them. You always give blessing to the firstborn, then second. At that case, in this case, he gave the hand to the first blessing on Ephraim, which is the youngest. And the second one was Menashe. Again, it was in a certain way a bit confusing, right? Because obviously it's like Joseph looking at us is like, wait a second, he gives the blessing first to Ephraim, but he's the second one. But he didn't say anything. But what is the idea that we learn here? What is the lesson for us? Again, it's a very beautiful week. When Menashe, the son, the older one, saw that Jacob is giving blessings of the firstborn to his brother, he was inside, I'm so happy for my brother to get that blessing first. Did not complain, didn't say anything, was just full of joy and appreciation that he got the blessing second, but most importantly, that his brother got blessed first. And they say, the Kabbalah says, up until today, each one of us want the blessing of these kids. What? What kind of blessing? That I will be super happy for my friend more than I'm happy for myself. That my friend get married, I'm so happy for them more than I would be happy for me. That my friend got the deal that we working for a long time. Or I couldn't close that, my friend closed it, I'm so happy for them more than I would be happy for me. Most of us are not there. If I get it and then they get, I'm so happy. Yeah, as long as I know that I'm going to get it second, I don't mind. No. When I'm happy in the success of my co-worker more than I'm happy for my success, that is blessings that remain forever. Most of us, it's the other way around. Or if I know that I get the blessing second, I don't mind. Go ahead, take the first place. No, that's not the real blessing. Again, this is a very important part in revelation of end of death. Like when we're speaking about Jacob, he says this is what will bring end to chaos. When we start blessing our friend first, when we want our friend to have first, my brother to have first a success, then me, then we have a chance. This is this blessing, and we all want to be blessed by those Ephraim and Menashe, which these is the two kids that brought this blessing to this world, that they were so happy for each other to get the blessing first. And this something like that the world needed. Last thing, maybe I can just say again, the word Vayechi, right? There's different combination. Vayechi is with, and Jacob lived. Vayechi is numerical value 34. It's the same numerical value as the word dal. Dal is from the word diluted. Dalil, which is diluted, right? What do we want to receive from Vayechi? From how do we revive as well? When we diluting the holding of the physical world on us. Dilute that. Meaning, it's for a lot of us, it's so dense, it's so invested, it's so complicated. I can't see myself without it. When you start diluting that consciousness of the matter, right? If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, right? Dilute that consciousness of the physicality, and you will be able to extract that. The same idea is, is Vayechi, is if you take the first letter, you remove it, you put it aside, you have a Yechi, which is the numerical value 28, which is similar numeric value of the word koach, which is force. Your force, your power, is only if you can revive the light that exists in everything physically around you. That's why we have so much attraction to that. What is the Levav? The Levav represents the channel, or what we call in Kabbalah the resistance. When I resist my need to the physicality, I can extract the power, the light within that physicality. Again, this is the force that we want. Again, we're going to speak more about it, but I want to wish you a beautiful 2023, and I'm sure with the help of the light and with the help of the work that all of you doing, this year we're going to be much bigger, much stronger, and obviously reveal all the light that we came here to do, and definitely remove death and suffering. Thank you.